So, MUTAGON has lost Quick Punch. Jamie has announced this change in I Eat Your Face's stream. When MUTAGON is going to be losing that Quick Punch, it's going to be in the end of the Halloween event. This is very, very good because MUTAGON can now not punish offensive playstyles by using Quick Punch, setting up, and now just obliterating everything. Now it loses Quick Punch, and now you're probably resorted to be running Frost Punch against a lot of your answers. MUTAGON is so good right now in terms of wall breaking, so I'm going to be going over that. There has been a consensus that MUTAGON is not going to be as good as it once was before, and now it's going to be relegated to the lower tiers instead of being in the upper echelon of tiers, but I'm just going to be reviewing stuff that cannot really wall it. So there's only a few answers that actually do stop it, and that is the Cosmere forms. All of the Cosmere forms besides Unleashed is going to be doing pretty well at stopping MUTAGON. If MUTAGON is at +2, then your Cosmere Unleashed, yeah, you're not going to beat this thing if you are chipped. You cannot swap in on this, but of course you can revenge kill it, because unless you're running my spread, which I wouldn't really think so, because MUTAGON might be running more bulkier sets. This is going to be a 2-hit KO at the very most. Let's talk Cosmere Cracked. Cosmere Cracked takes a bit more hits from you. However, there is one thing to know. Your Cosmere Cracked have to be able to outspeed MUTAGON, because MUTAGON is going to outright beat you if you are chipped, and MUTAGON is just going to set up on you or set up on a swap and just beat you there. Cosmere Encased is more of the same story, but Frost Punch, the most damaging move, isn't going to be dealing as much as before. And of course, you can either set up traps on it, set up along with it, Meteor Crash, Psycho Blast. That's pretty much it. Let's look over some other answers, and Vesperatu. Offensive sets do pretty well against it. However, if you do predict wrong, the chances of you getting 3-hit KO'd are very high, because this is a guaranteed 3-hit KO, and this one is a guaranteed 3-hit KO still. It still says 0.4, but honestly, I wouldn't really try and risk that chance. So, MUTAGON still able to 3-hit KO you if you run on offensive sets on Vesperatu. Vesperatu would like more defensive sets, but anyways. Next up, I want to clear up some misconceptions. Other mind types don't really work against this, because this is, assuming this is the best Ferroglyph you're having, in my opinion, Temper is better, but Idiotic is going to be able to get 3-hit KO'd by this. Range Sweeper gets hit by Frost Punch. It is now 2-hit KO. Let's look at other mind types. Dusket also a pretty good chance, or a pretty good chance to 2-hit KO. If you are running this spread, then of course it is going to be much less. If you remove the Health Amulet, then it's a very good chance to 3-hit or to 2-hit KO. So that is very concerning. Wraith, obviously, it is a spirit type that actually can do some damage back, because it threatens with Shatter. If MUTAGON is up to +2, it obviously wouldn't want to take a hit from this at all, so it's going to be conserving that. Wraith is also another decent stop to it. Of course, MUTAGON with this low speed here is going to be getting revenge killed by a lot. Loomians such as Shachi, Halvantic, Eclipse, they're all going to be able to outspeed that, and everything above the base 71 speed tier like Valkyrie, Eruptodon, and so on. If I do recall, Eruptodon is higher than this speed tier. Yes, so MUTAGON, while it's definitely going to be very strong, it's going to be something like a Colossotrops. Colossotrops also hits very hard and can beat a lot of walls, but it has a very bad speed tier, so it's going to be getting revenge killed a lot. In the case of MUTAGON, it's going to be getting revenge killed less, but still, nonetheless, it's still going to be getting revenge killed. Do note that MUTAGON is going to be doing pretty well against a lot of the walls in this game, mainly because it does have the ability to set up on Obsidian. No matter what, if you run Mega Chomp on a more defensive set, this is the most you're doing, and MUTAGON will just set up on you and beat you that way. So Obsidian's not the best. Tundulin pretty much gets destroyed. This thing is also set up fodder. For Bar Blast, it is a bit of a different story because Toxablast does able to have the ability to just 2-hit KO you, but you are slower, so Mutagon can still break you that way. Your Snack actually does really well against you. Shadow Sprint is not doing a lot, but assuming Mutagon is chipped over time, your Snack can be able to do some things. Icicle doesn't really fare all that well because it doesn't do enough damage to actually threaten this out. Actually it does, but overall Mutagon can just take this out when it's chipped. Other stuff that I do want to mention, is Soul Burst Krakaloa. Krakaloa does get 2-hit KO'd if Mutagon sets up, but there is one thing that I want to know or I want you guys to know, and that is Raging Flame. If Mutagon is burnt, this means that Telekinetic Sweep goes from 64 to 32. So Soul Burst Krakaloa is a very good stop to Mutagon. Anyways, that's pretty much all the matchups that I want to share, and that's all my thoughts on Mutagon. Mutagon is going to be a very good threat in this metagame, and it's going to be a very good part of a lot of offensive teams and threats, and just offensive in general. Bulky teams are going to be forced to run Loomian such as Soul Burst Krakaloa, maybe even bulky variants of Vesperatu, but that's pretty much it. If you want to talk about anything else in the comment section below, anything that I've missed, then go on right ahead. This is Cotton Soups. Hopefully you found this video informational. Signing off to remind you that Zulong is still a dumpster fire.